Like, subscribe, and bell. And even better if you send me money. There you go.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome.
Everybody!
My thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
I'm Brian DeLive here. This is the most badass you broadcast in all but don't land. This is the last time you see this is out to the point. The original drama cast. I'm back in the Dizzy. 10 years going strong. What's going on, Mr. Matt? Mr. Guest Host.
What's up?
The guest host role.
You know, Tommy, I'm doing this live, so I might feel like a dick later, but I got to make you feel bad for a second.
What's up?
Did you know that Core Master, like 5 years ago, when you were closing in on 50K, but you never got there, he bought a
never closing
plaque.
on at 50K until this year.
Well, no, I'm saying like you were at 35 and you were climbing, you got to 40K. Core Master fucking bought a plaque, a 50K plaque for you. It was gonna send it to
the wooden button.
Yeah, and then you got made it to 50K, and Core kept trying to get in touch with you, and you just kind of blew him off.
I just kept blowing him off. Oh, that's why he wanted my my address. Well, you know what the thing is? They closed my I don't want to give my address out. They closed my PO box. I have to get a new one. It's a big pain in the ass. And then now I have to go all the way downtown, which I'm sure. And they automatically, if you don't check your mail, like once every 2 weeks, they close your box.
What?
If you give them, it's so ridiculous. The Germans do everything wrong. Weird. Yeah, I know. So you know the problem is, look, I live in a major city, so like, if people don't get their mail, I mean, there could be stuff building up there for years, taking up everybody else's space. So that the one way they get around is like, oh, you don't pick anything up? Bye. Thanks for your mail. You know, bye. That's
if you're not getting anything in your PO box, you got to go there every 2 weeks to an empty PO box.
You know, I know how it is too, because like I watch APO, which is the military, and people just don't pick up their shit, and they got fucking like I don't know, like arcades in there and fucking pinball machines and all sorts of shit. Just I'll pick it up next week. Like nobody's got anything better to do. So I think that the Germans had that problem, and they fixed it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
hitting my vape in solidarity with Tommy's heart. I'm doing good. What do you mean? I didn't go to the gym today because I didn't feel well. Ugh. I must have needed sleep or something. I got to get my I got to be like Nicocado, Avocado, and get that my sleep machine working again. So iNabber's makes
need it anymore.
Well, I don't know. It's not just because you're fat, but I wonder if you'd actually use that on purpose.
Probably.
No, you can get that. Skinny black guys get it too. You know that sleep apnea, but they have to. Yeah. I was told by the sleep apnea doctor when I was in the army, but they have a different thing. They have American blacks have this skin that grows in their throat that has to be removed. It only.
I always notice.
You only see.
I always notice.
What's that? We can't see.
There's like a lot of. Well, no, I always notice a lot of black people I know kind of sound like they can't talk through their nose. You know. You ever notice that?
Why? Because it's so big, you're racist?
What, is it Jewish too?
No, it's skin, and it's nothing to do with nose. It's skin inside the throat that they just have to get it removed. You know, they do it for white guys too, but it's not as common or something like that. I remember like everybody has sleep apnea for different reasons. It could be because of an injury, like a boxing injury. It could be anatomical, just the way your fucking skull. That's my situation. I just got a funny head. And it could be because of whatever the skin thing is, and mostly African Americans have the problem with the sleep apnea. That's it. So I don't know. Sleep apnea runs through my family, my mom and my dad. It's funny. How do we survive before these machines? You know, like every day, like, you just snored.
No, we just died. You know? Did you ever hear like what people did when they had like a horrible toothache?
What they do?
They just walked off cliffs. They just killed themselves. They just fucking walked off a cliff and killed themselves.
That's just that. Well, beats dental insurance. So I don't know. I think it's funny that iNabber made a video for. Actually, I want to go check it out. It's probably we got plenty of views on it. I'm sure he's not complaining that I never made a video that's completely out of sync. But one thing I mentioned to you, we were talking about this morning, but I mentioned to you that I was actually not shocked by this at all because I seem to remember, and I don't know. Oh, look at this! Look at this. Nicocado tricked. I'm not the only stupid person. He tricked the entire internet. Oh, look at him!
I gotta get these views, motherfucker.
Yeah. I'd say he's probably not that upset about it. Let me watch a little of this fucking original video. I think it's
Good evening, my friend. You've made it to, yet again, another YouTube video essay, which is extraordinarily long and probably not going to actually contribute to your life in any way, shape, or form, and this is just another way for you
for me to hit the algorithm.
to procrastinate and get away from the hellish life that you currently lead. And with that, we need to begin today's story, and that starts off in Eastern Europe. Kherson, Ukraine. This is a relatively large city situated in southern Ukraine, next to the Black Sea. Kherson is a
fucking Russian Megs flying over it.
Large hub that has significantly contributed to the Ukrainian shipbuilding industry over the years, and it is a massive economic center point of Ukraine. It is a very, very important city with a very historic background and a large population of almost 300,000
very, very historic, really important. It doesn't tell you why.
people. And I understand.
This is the guy that survived the I Am Alex and the English being complete tards. This is the guy that came through the other side.
I understand a few of you are probably a little bit confused, right?
You know why? Because he was willing. He sucked good Alex dick. He sucked better than everybody.
Now, Fraser, since when did you become a Jew?
No, I had no idea he was an abusive person. I can't believe he talked to that woman that way. How did he do that? He only abused me for half a decade.
Geography Channel 2 years ago, you were speaking about James Charles's issues, and now you're speaking about Eastern Europe. I mean, I understand that, but secondly, I'm not just a geography teacher, I'm also a history teacher. Because now we need to go to the year of 1992, and what a great year it was. I wasn't alive. And some things also happened. The Summer Olympics were taking place. It was the year after the Cold War had ended, and seemingly peace was supposedly flooding through the world.
I hate it when YouTubers do this. When they say, oh, he was born in 1992, you know, around the time when the Olympics were happening. And those, like, dude, just saying fucking Nicholas Avocado was born in 1992.
I know. Yeah. He's trying to be funny. Remember, this
He's
is the guy
trying to pad up the fucking time. Well,
this is the guy. This is the guy that came to the other side. I couldn't do this if I wanted. If I wanted to do this, I couldn't do this.
Your video's 7 hours long. Can't you just be like 1992? Boom, boom, boom. Let's get through this part.
Yeah.
At least. And that takes us straight back to Kherson, Ukraine, specifically on the date of
I had no idea he was Ukrainian. I thought he was Hispanic.
19th of May, 1992. Because despite an era of peace being spoken about largely in the West, in the East, however...
He doesn't mention that there was a major war fucking 6 months earlier.
He's gonna...
Fucking dipshit. You know? There was only the first Iraq war, yeah.
Yeah, see, you do this shit, and then everybody's gonna be like, "That's not what happened. What are you talking about?"
Exactly. Well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, he doesn't know anything.
Oh, because you're a kid that was born in 2003.
That was my thing with all the English guys back in the day, like in 2016, 17, 18. They don't know anything. They know nothing. They're dummies. I literally cheated my way through high school. Okay, and these guys all graduated and didn't cheat, well, supposedly, and they're dumber than me. And it's not because like they can't read or write any better than me or what have you. It's just that they just don't know shit. They don't know anything about the world.
Was born after the downfall of the USSR. And genuinely, I understand that some of you may be thinking that I'm building up to making an incredibly insensitive joke about the events of the fall of the USSR, but
why could it be insensitive? Everybody's happy about it, you dipshit.
Why are we
I'm actually not.
Oh, God, he sucks.
The events of the Berlin Wall falling and the USSR collapsing, these all contributed to this event.
To the birth of fucking Avocado.
So that I'm now about to tell you. On the 19th of May, 1992, in Kherson, Ukraine, Nicholas Perry was born.
That's how the video should have started.
That's his real name? I thought he was Hispanic.
No, I was told he was Hispanic. His last name's Avocado, so he should be Hispanic.
But it's Nick Perry. Perry's an English name. I thought so. He's born in the Ukraine. I had no idea. I'm
so known as Nicocado Avocado. And this...
Well, I didn't think it was his real name, but I thought because of his, darker features that he might...
No, he just he was just like dating a Hispanic man.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
Is where the chaos truly begins. Nikocado Avocado is definitely somebody that 90% of you have heard of on your time on the internet. Whether you've gone to watch a video from his YouTube channel,
this is where the video should have started.
Absolutely going insane. Whether you've seen a most critical video criticizing Nikocado for just being...
No, you really want to
spend 2 minutes explaining the politics in 1992.
Yeah, that he didn't know anything about. Then I get this guy.
An absolute... I don't really know how to describe this.
I think I have a theory that Charlie's taken a major credibility bump. I think he's not on a downswing. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
But
Do you have a clip of that?
I don't like he hasn't done anything. I don't think he's going to do any kind of drama for a long time.
Oh, really?
Because I do. I get the feeling he's taking a bit of a bump because people are like they're starting to make fun of him more. They're like not this. It's not nothing.
Yeah,
wrong
they're
with
kind of doing what we were doing like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was way ahead of the game. Well, I don't think Charlie's an idiot. I don't, but I do think he can. He's like most people. He's ridiculous. I'm ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Yeah. And it's like the idea that certain types of YouTubers like they're infallible. They're not. And Charlie's no different.
Yeah.
I mean, he's actually he's one of the greatest. How about that?
This man, but definitely being something. Basically, Nikocado Avocado over the last few years has been the embodiment of chaos on YouTube. This person is somebody that is perceived as a villain, somebody who for the last decade on the internet has absolutely shocked the world, and not necessarily for good reasons. And my friends, I am somebody that for years now has spoken about law on the internet and, trending topics and also going...
And I grandstand over what people shouldn't be doing, even though I'm one of those people that shouldn't be doing the things I'm doing. And I
back up my fucking psychotic friend.
Yeah, I back up my psychotic friends and just like, hey, listen, I need the work. Jesus Christ, he's as bad. Like he's as bad. Like Nicocado was actually probably 10 times better person because like I mentioned this to you prior. I had heard, I can't remember where I heard it, so take it with a grain of salt. That Nick started off and then actually got fat on purpose. So I wasn't terrible. If that's true. If that's true, and they just kind of went with it. If that's true, I'm not shocked he lost the weight. If he had the, the discipline to keep that kind of character, he might have had the same kind of discipline to lose the weight. Hey, buddy. And I always got the feeling that he was way ahead of the game.
Yeah,
because he never ever swung back. You ever notice that?
He kind of just took advantage of it.
Yeah. Like he never swung back. He always he had YouTubers like iNabber's make tons of videos on him. And he never really got angry about it or swung back or worried about his popularity. He just kept moving forward, or used it or what have you, because it's a little tough to get upset about people making videos about you when it's not really about you.
See, I have a bit of a different theory.
Yeah, what's up?
I think he was starting to get kind of fat. And at some point in December 2019...
I'm going for it. Yes, that's exactly what I think.
Because there was something that happened in December 2019 where he actually got canceled by this Asian YouTuber, this mukbang YouTuber called
Yeah, but he was already fat by then. He was
Well, he was chubby by then, but he wasn't like what he would become.
Yeah.
And so I think at that moment with the attention and all this stuff, he was like, I can really fuck with these people if I wanted to. And that's when the weight gain really came in, and then he's like, I'm gonna lose all this fucking weight, and then I'm gonna make a video saying, oh, it was my plan all along. That's what I think. Usually it's in between. It's not necessarily from the beginning.
Yeah.
Plan,
Some facsimile of. So this might be we're always thinking everybody's Andy Kaufman, and we're always proved wrong. They're actually idiots in real life. This guy might be Andy Kaufman. This guy. If I'm gonna put it.
Well, he is a top tier performer. He's a violinist. He's classically trained. He's
really,
he comes off as
who's another great YouTuber that we know that did that?
Johnson.
Classically strong. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, he's not a great YouTuber. He had to steal all Nick's stuff. No, what's his name? Krispy Kreme.
Oh yeah. I made that comparison to Xylee. Yeah, that's the first name that kind of popped up when it was someone who's
He's an incredibly talented musician. You know, I mean, like these guys take and I talked to old Krispy Kreme offline. I was thinking about getting him to make a song for my wife. I was thinking about paying for him, and he actually offered me a really great deal. I got a fight with her, and I didn't want to get a fucking song. I got a fight with her right after I called him. I literally got a phone with him, and he says, "I'm going to give you like he's going to knock off a ridiculous amount of money, right, to get me to do it, to do it." And he said, "But you got to do it now because I'm booked till September." And so this is but and then right after I got a fight with Andy, and I'm like, "Fuck her, I'm not buying her that song." This is going to be a couple $100, you know. We're talking more than a console, I think. Yeah, I think that was. And he was like off of what he was charging because people were paying him to make songs. I don't know.
Through massive timelines
now just
and stories.
Get Mike the Bike instead. Like that's the Dollar General version. Like here, honey, here's Mike the Bike. You were gonna get Froggy Fresh, but I got you Mike the Bike.
Maybe instead of doing the DSP mega stream, which Verse doesn't want me to do. He thinks that the video is too boring. Maybe we should do a 7-hour stream, which would probably take about 24 for us to cover.
Wait, so you plan on doing like a reaction to
but not like a shot for the point episode, but like just a full blown, sick, disgusting stream, and just let anybody join it. Yeah.
Surrounding insane TikTokers, big developments on the internet. I've gone through TikTok cults. I've deciphered languages created by a TikToker who believe they're the reincarnation of the worst human being to ever exist. I have covered all of these things.
You're a fucking expert in idiocy. Congratulations. And you're also about shady as fuck behind the scenes as well.
Yet Nicocado Avocado is somebody.
Remember Nick when he was leaking to us? Just to make sure that he wasn't on the fucking I Am Alex list because he knew he was, and he knew he was probably trying to. He knew there's a pretty good chance that he was all for getting Slazo, but he wanted to make. He knew it was that's why he survived. I guarantee he went to Alex and said, "This Slazo thing's gonna blow up in your face," and Alex ignored him. So it's like, look, nobody's gonna take the lifeboat. I'm jumping off the Titanic now. Now.
Who has actually stumped me. Usually I can tell if somebody is a troll, if somebody is genuine, if somebody...
Like Alex?
Is just, not a very good...
Well, yeah, he's a genuine guy.
Person. But Nikocado Avocado, despite I've written this video, despite I've done the research, I'm still not 100% sure on who this person truly is. Is he the...
Well... He's this guy.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment of my entire life.
I believe him. I think he got fat on purpose. I really do. And it just did. What's his face got unlucky. He got plenty of views. He got to have 1 million views. So, But I think he planned this long term. When it starts to get old, I'll lose the weight.
Do you think that I need to look at the timeline, like when he uploaded and when iNabber uploaded? Do you think he saw that video and was like, "All right, it's time to reveal what I've done"? You know, he saw a 7-hour video.
I think if he did that, he had a couple more fatties in the tank, fat videos in the tank, and then he pushed it up. Yeah, but it was already planned. Yeah.
Blurry.
Do you have a clip
It's
of that?
compelling. It's grueling to observe all these unwell, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, ideas, rivalries, where they feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the stories.
32 million
become
views.
A product of influence. Thirsty for distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet stimulating them at the same time.
Oh, shut up. Take off your thing.
It's brilliant. Consuming anything that they're told to consume.
Take off your thing.
So I am the villain because I've made myself one.
Yeah, I think he's being a little more literal than the creepy voice allows. I really do.
Well, you know that he did a video like this like a couple years ago. I think
it explains what you were saying though before though. That he went with I am the villain. You know,
Yeah.
I can't watch Nick's videos; they're completely outrageous for me. But I could be impressed. You know, that's pretty cool shit. You know.
And you will continue to consume these stories about me year after.
Actually, no. You're gonna have to. Now you're a good guy. He took the. It's funny. He takes the mask off and he becomes the good guy. I think people are like really excited about what he now. But it's how much you want to bet? Like I like when Nick was fat. He was funnier then. How much? I don't know what you want to bet.
Oh, sorry. Well, they're always like, look at it. He looks like a cancer patient. He looks like he has AIDS. You know, like
he needed to lose that weight. He'd die young. You know?
Yeah.
And he probably just put fucking 20 more years back in his life. Well, good for him, I guess.
After year, for as long as
I just kind of figure out, like, there's a fat fuck in the internet eating a lot of food and everybody's getting upset about it. Like, how do you get upset about that? Like, how do you, like, Nicocado is encouraging obesity? Oh, gosh, shut the fuck up.
Can't say that now.
Yeah. Actually, I wish you should eat as much as I did. Actually, it's not really good losing it. Like, if he puts the weight back on, that's when it gets. If you're gaining tons of weight and losing tons of weight, like those actors, it's not healthy.
You get like gallstones.
Yeah, you get all sorts of fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, good for him. I mean, look, how much can shithead complain? You know, he got maybe these are the hint. Now he's dressed like the Joker. You know. The internet's most hated mukbanger. Yeah, among the tea community. Did you ever hate Nick?
No, I loved it. I liked his entertainment. I thought it was entertaining.
I never hated him. Like, why would you
would do these funny shorts where he was playing violin with his shirt off and he'd like bounce around? It was
yeah. I don't know why anybody could hate. Like, I don't know why anybody likes anybody on the internet. I just think they're a bunch of phonies. Like if I like somebody, I would think such a day because I met him and he was pretty much the person I thought he would be. Like, I don't know why anybody like gets cozies up to internet personalities. Because even though even there's YouTubers I've said I like that I personally think are probably horrible people, you know, or just people I wouldn't get along with. I just like their entertainment. I'm able to separate it.
I think it's the interaction. Like, there's more of a chance for you to like be able to interact with a YouTuber than say like a Brad Pitt or like a Tom Cruise. You know, so they project that celebrity status onto them, and then the fucking YouTuber gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, and then they feel like they're along for the ride and stuff like that. I have an old school connection to celebrities that the young kids today don't. I can't imagine getting that fucking. I don't even when I meet big like. My son was going berserk. He's like, "You were on the same stream as XQC." I was like, "Yeah, but it wasn't like I was talking to him or anything." And he's like, "But it's XQC." I'm like, "I don't fucking care." He's probably. You know, I was like, he's stupid, right?
But you think it'll be a part ever, like a situation where your kid runs up to you like, "Did you call XQC the Upsler?" You know,
no. I told him he was stupid. I showed that video when the llama comes on the screen. He goes, "What is that, a cat?" And he's like, "Oh." I'm like, look how stupid he is. Oh. I was like, he's a great YouTuber. He's a great social media. And by the way, he's a world-class gamer. You know, as far as competitively is concerned.
Yeah, that just doesn't mean anything socially.
He's kind of a dumb guy, you know. I mean, he's not that bright. But, I say he's a dumb guy. He has beaten up, like, remember when Ninja's wife went after him and he fucking owned her face 6 ways to Sunday? Yeah. And he's like, you guys don't do this charity because you give a fuck. You do it because it puts you in the right spot. I know, because that's what I do, you know? And like, they have no idea what to do with that when they trump them. That's what I call a trump. Like, that situation with Hurley Clinton when he said, like, you don't want to change the chat laws because they help your donors. And I help mine too, and fine with you. So don't act like you're all high and mighty and above it.
Yeah.
You know?
He's willing to tear down the facade, right?
Yeah, I like that. Because most of these YouTubers, like especially, iNabber, it's just nothing but a facade. And, all right, today we're gonna go over. I'll be talking about a lot of stuff I missed. I got a nice little segment on Dr. Disrespect at the end. We're going over, I guess, Vito, I guess Bowblax and Nick. They got I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna find out right here. I kind of deliberately kept that to myself, and a few other things in the internet. So stick around. But that's all I really got to say about Nicocado out of Cabo. I can't watch his videos; they're not funny to me. But
Yeah.
No,
Speaking of Vito and Nikocado Avocado, one of the first people I saw tweeting about this was Vito being like, just making fun of him. And I'm like, Vito, you're fat. You're fat and you tried to lose weight and then you gained the weight back. You just sound like mad. He's just like,
Vito's just mad lately.
Dude, he's on a terror.
Yeah. Death spiral. An absolute insane argument breaks out over Dick Masters and Vito. Vito keeps pausing the video. Dick wants to watch the power. Yeah, there it is. All right, let's see this.
He's going to drive 3,000 miles to do what?
I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to set boundaries for your fans, and that's fine.
Oh fuck.
Oh God. He sounds like fucking. He sounds like Nerd City.
He sounds like a woman.
You. What are you talking about? I don't want to set boundaries. See, this is what you do. You frame.
Yeah, Nick's he's had enough because here's what he sees. He's looking at a smaller check next month because Vito's doing everything he can do to sabotage it, whether he knows.
He doesn't want to lose. Vito doesn't want to lose. He can't admit defeat.
He can't admit defeat.
He wants to keep doing and going and going.
Yeah, you want to set boundaries for your fan. Yeah, what if your fans say, fuck your boundaries? Now what? Now you're a lolcow. Congratulations. And he knows that. And he explained it to him. Like, and Vito doesn't have a competent explanation for that. He just goes, nope, like my daughter. No,
maybe
and
it's
what?
Your problem. You know, maybe it's your fault. You don't do this, but I'm going to do this.
Yeah, I'm going to do this. You don't want to make any sense.
Everybody's position.
And then Vito apparently forgot that he's been goofing on Eric July for the last year.
Yeah, that's
like ruthlessly. Ruthlessly, and he did all the same things.
The same guy like he's like scared of was the same guy they were cheering on to go to like Eric July's like employment and all this like the warehouse and stuff like that, and like all these threats were similar to the threats he's making towards Vito.
Yeah, he doesn't get that. Oh, look at Nerd. Oh, look no farther than Nerd City. Nerd City's ridiculous now. He's a ridiculous person, and not only that. Maybe you should be concerned about a bigger YouTuber making a fucking, throwing you under the bus. Like what happened in Nerd City. Nerd City got awful quiet when that walking poodle-haired guy fucking made a video on him. What's his name?
Walking poodle-haired guy. Pyro?
What? Not Pyro.
No.
Pyro's got poodle hair. Pyro looks like a fucking 40-year-old white woman. What the fuck is his name?
D'Angelo Wallace?
Yeah, D'Angelo. Looks like he does. He looks like one of those like giant poodles, and that they braid their hair.
What? Like who are you talking about? Poodle hair?
Yeah, it's like poodle hair. That's a poodle is than dog. Anyway, watch this. Now let's watch Dick Man.
In this way that degrades and demeans them. You have absolutely no respect for how people really feel.
I absolutely do.
You come at them hard. You go. That's exactly how you've started every conversation.
You're laughing at me setting a boundary.
But you started with you don't like setting boundaries for your fans. Because I absolutely set boundaries for people.
Why are you upset that I'm doing it?
Why the fuck would you frame it like that?
Why are you upset that I'm setting a boundary?
Because you are acting like a fucking asshole with everyone who supported you. Everyone.
Listen to me.
You're lying and misrepresenting what they've said to you in private and in public.
Hold on.
Yeah, I can see that. He's also made fun of the SJWs on the Star Wars stuff. And what do they do?
Yeah.
You criticize the Star Wars video, they say it's bigotry.
Yeah.
And he's doing some facsimile of the same fucking thing. I don't know why he wants to do this to himself, and I don't know why he wants to do this to Dick.
Hold on. Call 3 is the moment.
You're on the wrong show here, buddy.
Call 3. You can unconnect it. Call 3 is I deal with Riley on the phone and I go, okay.
Moments later.
Very upset. Can we talk for 2 seconds? Can I explain
I want
this?
you guys to know that now that I have your threats in writing, I will be going to the police to get a restraining
Why are you starting with
order.
call 3?
Step foot on my property.
Go in
the
fucking
cops will
order.
arrive.
You better fucking watch it, bro.
Show how this
Tried to
escalates.
yank
You better
the thing
fucking
out.
watch
Why
it.
are you starting at the
You
end?
better fucking watch it, bro.
Let's put it in order.
You better fucking.
So what's going on here? He doesn't want to.
So he tried. So Vito wants to explain all the context, but Dick just wants to watch the clips.
Yeah.
And so, Vito's getting extremely frustrated, so he tries to yank the fucking audio out of his mic to get his attention. Like you see him go like that, and Dick is like, "You better chill the fuck out."
So wait a minute. So with the content of the video, so this is some guy threatening to show up at Vito's house, correct?
Yeah, but it's a guy who's like does like jokes like that a lot. He did it with Eric July and Vito, and them like cheers, like they're laughing, laughing at it and stuff. Like this isn't some crazy psycho that just came out of nowhere. This is a guy Vito knows. He's a fan of the show. He's an entertainer. I don't know the chances of him showing up. Like maybe it's possible, but what Vito's whole thing is, he's like put himself in a corner because he defended Sniper Wolf. When Sniper Wolf took the picture of the house. So now Vito has to say, like, oh, you can come to my house, but you just can't come on my property, But what Riley's doing is he's saying stuff like,
let me ask you something. Does he also want to release the whispers? Didn't want to do that 2 months ago. But go ahead,
But Riley's saying stuff like, I'm gonna go to your house, I'm gonna get a bunch of pig's blood, I'm gonna pour it in your car, stuff like that.
And it's so ridiculous stuff, over the top So, and I guess Dick wants the entire context of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Before he...
But like, Vito started this because he started making fun of Riley's girlfriend or something, her channel. And like her girlfriend's like an artist and has helped Dick Masterson out a lot. She's a part of the show too. And so Riley's just kind of like going out, like, just like, doing what he does, I guess.
I guess so.
Can watch it.
Why are you going immediately to the part where they have been calling me throughout? Start at the beginning. Why will you not start at the beginning?
Do we have sound? And
sure.
Everyone in that group has told you're fucking up.
That's fine. I'm setting a boundary.
You don't care.
You're
setting a boundary with Rip-Off Verse and Ethan Van Sciver?
With everyone.
So you just repeat the same shit over and over.
I am setting... Okay.
Everyone says you are fucking up.
I'm not fucking up. Because this is very important to me.
No.
I'm setting.
No. He's not even trying to understand him.
A boundary for any fan of the show. For Riley.
Riley's not a fan.
Okay.
Stop framing it with this fucking lie, man.
I can't even say what I want to say.
Yeah, you're a fucking victim.
I'm setting a boundary for...
Call the cops. Call the cops because I'm interrupting you.
So don't come onto my private property. That's it.
That's it.
How many times are you going to say that?
Well,
as many times as I need to say it.
Does he live in a little fucking apartment in L.A.? Property.
He said he lived at a house. I don't know.
Oh, he does have a house?
But he's renting, though, I think he said, too.
Well, whether he's renting or not is irrelevant.
Until people stop telling me, Vito, just let him do whatever you want.
No, they're not saying that. They're saying he's obviously joking. Like, we all obviously said you were joking when you said,
if he's obviously joking,
kids.
If he's obviously joking.
When you said, I'm not joking, I'm going to fuck kids, we all said he's obviously joking.
There's no problem.
He's rattled. Yeah, he's backed himself in the corner.
Yeah, he's in a corner.
He's backed himself into a corner. I'd love to know what he thinks about releasing the whispers, because all the people that said the whispers are stupid now want to hear the whispers from Dr. Disrespect. I find that hysterical. It's apparent. Why would you want to see it? Dr. Disrespect does a video. We want the whispers! Oh, wow. That's not. This guy has a picture of...
Oh yeah, Shamu. He's like he's kind of like he's kind of like a cool. Well, he makes pretty logging content. Like he like the Thorpes. He's like the reason why everybody knows about the Thorpes, basically.
Yeah. The Coach Red Pill, rest in peace. Coach Red Pill's insanity actually got him killed. He's an interesting person.
Yeah.
Coach Red Pill, fucking stupid ass Tucker Carlson, thinking he's like anything other than a moron. Ugh. Right now, Bowblax is going down a dangerous path. Like Tipster or King of Nothing, he's emotionally breaking down over tweets. People like Tom making fun of him for non-binary tweets, or Alex Gekmo's harmless tweets. Best thing he could do is fuck off the internet and fix himself. But will he? I doubt it. The full DMs, thank you. This is him and his socials. I'm totally retarded. Can you please delete the tweet? Sorry to ask, but I've legit had a mental break. Sorry for the trouble. Here's the thing, Bowblax. Like, how is the first of all, how is leaving a fucking evidence trail going to help you get the how is deleting
especially
the tweets?
Like DMing like an Augie RFC like Spurg who will literally screenshot if you piss them off.
Like, everybody's forgotten, like, and he's another one that's made fun of people like this. And he has no problem when it's okay until it's you. I know it sounds gay, but it's kind of fresh. They're just goofy tweets. I don't think it's that deep. I'm asking for your favor, not for your opinion. No offense. I would have told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah,
because that's a demand.
Yeah,
so you just lied when
I would have.
I would have told him to go fuck himself. Tell me what to do. You know, because now it sounds like he's asking for it. Because like, look, give me some mercy, and I'm not asking for your opinion. Like, so you weren't. So that makes this whole paragraph completely insincere.
Yeah.
Then, all right. So you just lied when you said you'd delete shit about me if I was going through it. You can't just do that and expect me to respect you. I also said no offense, you fucking pussy. Are you getting aggressive like that? I don't know. If the guy told him he would take down stuff if he got offended, he probably should stick by his word. But
well, I mean, thing with Alex was like, here, I'll send you the original. Like, I sent you the original tweet that Bowblax was talking about.
Let me see. Oh, so like Bowblax.
So that's Bowblax is tweaking, and then he took 2 screenshots.
Non-parody people are badass and valid, by the way. Thank you. Thank God you chimed in. Okay, I don't want to say. Here's the thing, Josh. You're in the other position. You can't sit there. You goof on fucking everybody. And Josh is funny. Like when I've been mad at Bob, I've always said he's a funny guy, right? And he says funny things. But he's another one that he wants it all one way.
Yeah.
I say something thinking like tweeting. Maybe he should. All right, I got a crazy fucking thing. Maybe the internet is not the best place to bare your heart. And if you are willing to bare your heart, I have before, you got to take what comes with it. You know, every time I post a picture of my kid, I get some kind of fucking nasty thing, right? But I know it, and I just ignore it, and I don't talk about it. I'll come in and complain about it. I know I'm going to hear something. I know somebody's going to say something repulsive, even pedophilic or something like that, just to get my goat. But I'm just like, no, it's all right. Those are the ones I post this, and these are the ones I'll keep. You know, I'll just mute the other ones, and I know where they stand.
Yeah.
Like tweeting, I love pineapple pizza. I'm not trying to virtue signal. Sucks. You kind of are. When you're saying they suck, they're badass and they're valid. That's a virtue signal. Sucks that I can't compliment something without becoming a big deal because it's politically and socially divisive. Join the club. Almost everything I tweet is divisive to somebody. Praise Sheba. So this was this was him. So wait a minute. That's Tom.
All right. No, that's Alex Gekmo. Go back to the thing.
Yeah.
Go up or go back to. There was a tweet. Hit the X button.
Yeah.
That Alex Bowblax tweaking right now. That's the tweet and the 2 screenshots. So he's DMing Alex Gekmo, saying, "Hey, can you take that down?" And the dude's like, "I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's just a couple screenshots." You know.
Yeah, you actually did it.
You tweeted publicly. You know.
Why do you feel the need to chime and call it cringe like that? I'm just trying. Why do you'll do it to somebody else? He'd do it to me. I mean, I wouldn't care if he did.
Yeah, I think this is this thing where like Bowblax was just in a sour mood at the time or something. You know what I mean? He said on Chud Logic he was going through some shit. Just like,
well, you know, you're going through some shit. You're also in the most vicious, unforgiving, cutthroat part of the internet that you have happily participated in, and you want a double standard for yourself, and you're not going to get it. And that's the kindest thing I can say. I mean, I don't think I'm being a prick here. You know, I talked to Bowblax when he was in it over the summer, and I meant everything that I said. But he wants it both ways, and I can't stand people that. Vito wants it both ways. Fucking Nerd City wants it both ways. Bowblax wants it both ways. Most of the YouTubers want it both ways. You know, so let me guess. Fucking the shit stirring starts.
Okay.
Yep.
What's going on here?
Whoa, what's the hardness? Give me the hardness. I'm down. I'm just...
Bowblax, okay. Here's the thing, right? Here's the reality of the situation. Bowblax, you are autistic, okay? And I think sometimes you spurg out, as demonstrated in this Alex tweet, and I feel like Nicholas feels like he's got to clean up a bit for you sometimes. And so I think Nicholas feels a bit annoyed when you take a little pot shot like this, and that's why he was frustrated. But now you're like, oh, it was no big deal. It was no problem. It was just a little tweet. So what is the reality?
Well, these are 2 separate situations. I'm talking about the King of Nothing.
Yeah, let's talk. So he made a positive comment to King of Nothing, or he took
someone made a King of Nothing joke that Nick has basically like got more views or likes in his video than King of Nothing did in his newest upload, and then Bowblax was like, well, you know, actually, it's actually not what you're saying, you know, and stuff like that, and
he's gonna stop cleaning up after. Let me tell you something. Nick has done a lot of things for you that keep people out of your ass. You might want to let it slide. I mean, just politically. I mean, if you really mean it, I say what you want. I would never tell you don't say what you want. But, you know, for a guy, you know, he's cleaned up for him with me more than once.
situation. The Alex thing is different. I mean, the Alex thing is I don't know how much did he leak of that.
Quite a lot, to be honest, mate. Quite a bit.
If he should have leaked all of it. I'll leak all of it.
What?
Okay, but no, you say it's two separate things, but I think from what I understand, and look, Nicholas is a great guy, okay? And he's trying to be nice about it. It's part of the same issue of your autism that causes this, and he just gets a bit annoyed.
No. I haven't looked at...
In fairness, I don't mind him calling him autistic, and maybe it does have a lot to do with Bowblax's behavior, but Chud's not a doctor. I mean, he could just be being an asshole. It's not impossible. I like how Chud's like, I'm not going after him. I'm simply explaining his disability.
I'm simply saying he's a retard.
He's a retard. He can't help it. I mean, come on, man. He's called a retard. Be done with it. You know?
Blocked Alex. I haven't looked at the tweet. I don't know the context. I need to be a little bit informed here. This is my autism, like, not understanding. Like, I literally...
All right, I gotta reel this in for a second, because whatever happens here, I'm gonna get blamed for it.
Okay.
You should not leak any more DMs. You should read what is on those DMs before you address anything in any capacity.
Do you want a screen share for or should we do this? I don't know. I'm like, you know,
look,
whatever. I'll own up to whatever.
Are you in a mental headspace to have this conversation, Bowblax?
Yes, this is not my fault.
Are you mentally equipped and mentally well to have this conversation?
By the way, Spaggle's going to be coming on with his guest hosting this week with Matt and myself. So look out for that.
Oh God, because that went great last time.
Yeah, actually, we didn't do a bad job last time.
He leaked your fucking DMs.
Oh no! No. He leaked my DMs when I told him something I wanted Nick to hear.
Yeah, because you brought him into Shot from the Point, and then we were all hanging out, and then like a couple months later, he just leaks your DMs.
Oh yeah. It's a guest host. Relax.
Or no, Bowblax.
I think so, but I'm not sure. Okay, let me just tell you what happened.
Okay, go on.
Really briefly. The reason I've taken a break from YouTube is in July something happened to me, and I had a manic episode, and I went manic, and I'm recovering from it, and I think I'm almost recovered, but there's some things that are still like pretty hyper in my mind. It's super personal.
Yeah, but you know, like, he seems to think that everybody else has to capitulate to that. They don't, and this is not the group of people that are willing to do it. You know, you're in the firing line. If you have a mental breakdown, you got to like completely cut off and maybe only tell one or two people. And if they go public with it, then fuck them. They're not your friends. But you can't have it both ways. Sorry. And I cannot imagine Bowblax when he has a target. If that guy says, I'm having a mental breakdown, like, all right, everybody calm down. He's having a mental breakdown. No, I can see him doubling down. Like Bowblax cannot do this. No.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it too much, but yeah, I haven't been mentally well since July,
so you stay off the internet.
Listen, dude, if you're not up to this, that's fine. We can just draw a line under it, and you know, like, if you're not well and you're still figuring it out, it probably isn't a good idea to do this publicly. Okay?
Yeah. I can address it and talk about it later. I didn't want to. I just wanted to kind of like.
No,
you know,
it's totally okay.
It's super private.
Yeah.
As for the King of Nothing thing, I'm completely fine talking about it. That's like public stuff. I haven't really been even paying attention to drama that much recently. I just saw the tweet and I made a little jovial comment, and I just didn't think people would take it that seriously. But I mean, maybe I didn't put enough flaws. I didn't word it properly. I don't know, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, is there anything else to address to talk about?
No. I mean, I'm sure people publicly have questions, but you know, I'll take them.
He needs to get off the internet now. It's always puzzling to me that the people that kind of aren't fit to take it are so attracted to it. And he's in a position. Look, I'm not wishing him. I believe him, by the way. But it's just, you can't. I'm sorry. Like, here's the thing. Like, even if he's telling the truth, all right, and I think he is, by the way, it doesn't matter. You don't get a break. Especially, you know, Bowblax has been ruthless, as ruthless as I or Nick or Tom or anybody else has been. Augie, and you can't just say once you enter the ruthless arena, you know, all right, guys, no more power bombs. You know, like, no, you're going to get power bombed. You know, it's just the way it is. And I think that's kind of what Bowblax wants, and it's just not going to work. So he's got, I know he's got this is his career and stuff. You know, like, why can't I just make a comment about supporting trans rights or anything like that? And like, you can, but these are the consequences. Everybody's going to goof on you.
Do you
because you would have done it to them. Let's not forget tips.
I remember an old Bowblax tweet that you gave him shit for, where he like said something about being like the autistic Martin Luther King or something. I
think I called him that. No,
you call him that, but yeah,
because he wants to. Here's the thing, you know, this is a problem that Bowblax has. He wants to be seen as somebody more than the retweet guys. Me and you would be perfectly satisfied with that career, right?
Yeah,
I like, we're fine with that. We're saying and this is one of the things he got in a fight. This, if you want to really go, somebody sent me this today. If you want to really go back, he wants to be seen as more than that. He feels that that's empty for some reason. And then, like, you know, Nick's got a target. Oh, where I thought this was the the clip. Oh, here we go. Let me speak. Here we go. I got it.
Let me speak. You motherfucker! You fucking bitch! My apology is not in there! My apology was oh my god! You didn't even watch the clip! Why are you saying shit without watching the clip? Just fucking watch my shit!
This whole thing fucking started because he started taking, you know, because look, Nick's seen in a certain light by the internet. He wants that. And I'm sorry, he's not going to get it. He's done too much goofy stuff. I remember Sylvester Stallone talking about this. He wanted to do, he was a little, like he wasn't upset. Do you remember when, and he probably couldn't do this anymore. Who's Mad Max? Fucking the actor.
Mel Gibson.
You remember when he got Hamlet? He actually did a version of Hamlet, I think with Keanu Reeves and what have you. He's pretty good, right? And I saw Sly on a talk show with his kid that would eventually die, the one that was my age. And they asked him if he ever wanted to do anything besides action movies. He's like, yeah, I always kind of wanted to do that, but I think I've done too many yo's for Poe. In other words, you know, he's an actor. I'm Rambo. Doing it. He's done too much of that. In a sense, Bowblax has done too much of the goofy YouTube stuff to be taken seriously as someone in the, like, content that I personally hate, to be honest with you. The perfect take. You know, we used to talk about that with Connor and even criticize Augie for it. What's a good take and a bad take? And like, nobody can, you know, what happens when you have that, everybody has the same take on everything, and everything, it's just not interesting at all. And he's in the take comedy. He wants to be seen as somebody that's taken seriously, like Nick. He's not that kind of person. And like, it's for the same reason. Like, can you imagine me like being a Destiny orbiter out of nowhere? Nobody would buy it. Even if I wanted to do it, I wouldn't want to do it. But even if I did, and I started talking like that, like, no one's going to buy it. There's some transformations you can transform, but there's some transformations that the public's not going to buy. Because I'm not talking about like what you can and can't do. You can do anything. It's what but YouTubers want to do something and have the public like take it in as well and accept it. Look at Idubbbz. Like, I don't like you anymore. You're a bunch of racist, stupid, basement-dwelling idiots. Still watch my content. No! We'll make a bunch of videos about you saying what a jerk-off you are. I was watching, when I was at the doctor's office today, I was watching a video about him. And how, like, it's all about, like, how, he was one of the most great, he was the first YouTuber, Idubbbz, to use the wacky comedy without just like dropping the N-bomb or saying the F slur or anything like that. And he would have really strong arguments backed up with the really funny comedy, right? That was Idubbbz's gift. He was graceful when he did something that's like kind of really awkward, which is YouTube commentary. And then for all that grace, he was had a lack of grace when he was coming out of it and wanted to change. He didn't do it. If any, like, look at Nick Avocado. He's kind of, like, so far it's working. We'll see if it does. We'll see. So I liked him better when he was fat. But all these things, you can't just, all right, I want to be a rock star now. It doesn't mean people are accepted. Here's another guy, the Minecraft YouTuber that switched to music, and some of it wasn't that bad. Nobody. Some of his music wasn't even that bad, right? It's actually pretty good. But no one thinks it. He's still a fucking Minecraft YouTuber. Even though he had hit songs. You know, does anybody think that KSI is a rapper?
No.
You know? Yeah, but he did get to do a video with Oliver Tree. That's awesome. You know? I mean, that's like awesome. You can't just flip around like that. And if you do, it's long work and it doesn't always work. You're not entitled to it. So I think what Bowblax wants is he wants to be able to make a comment that's political and divisive and have it be taken seriously. And he's done too many jokes. It's that simple. Am I crazy? He's told too many funny jokes.
No, it's not crazy.
You can't be. I don't think that's crazy. He's told too many jokes. He's made fun of too many people to anybody to give a fuck about whatever problems he's going through. Here's the people that should accept your issues and be there. Your friends. The public are not your friends. Even though you have to pretend they are, they're not. They're not really your friends. Why do you think Pokemon goes out of her way to make sure nobody knows she's having sex with anybody, even though she's a human being that wants sex like everybody else? Because it doesn't do good for her image. It's the same thing with you. It's not going to work. You imagine Pokemon coming out and saying, like, you know what, I'm doing Jeremy type content, which would be great.
Yeah.
Imagine her getting up there. Look at this woman that doesn't need no man. Who does she think she is? You know?
Oh my God, Superman's black.
I would never be taken seriously like that. Nobody thinks. Here's another thing, Bowblax. Look at me. All the fucking wacky stuff I've did. When I have said stuff that I've gotten right, eventually, people call me unhinged. They say I'm off the mark. Oh, by the way, that was you. That was you and Augie. So, like, did I ever sit there and like, I have a right, I am entitled to be taken seriously? No, I just had to take it to the chin. And I'm talking about shit I got right years ahead of time. And all you guys could come up with was, well, you found Illuminati. You know? My God. So, just leave it alone, man. Chud's stirring it. He's feeling all guilty about it. Well, he did that with me, too. That's too funny. YouTube to limit fitness videos for European teens due to self-esteem concerns. Yeah, they want everybody to be fat, I guess. YouTube will restrict European teens' access to certain health and fitness videos, particularly those who idolize specific body types. What does that mean?
Like, maybe like...
Do you imagine, like people that are in shape?
Yeah.
What does that tell you? Government wants you to be fat and stupid. Now, you know what? I am going to the gym after this. I got to get a 24-hour gym now. I didn't go with the 24-hour one, but now I'm with.
Do you have a clip of that?
I would have gone after one. God, maybe I should switch. You can't go from throbbing horse cock. Yeah, exactly. Platforms is to prevent teams from developing negative beliefs about themselves. Some negative beliefs are positive. I think if I had more of a negative, I think if I gave them more fuck, I would have never gotten fat to begin with. But I'm such a libertine when it comes to everything. Oh, everything's okay. And then next thing you know, I'm fat and I have a heart problem. Great. The move comes after studies repeat exposure to certain type of content can harm body image. A certain amount of body image harm is good if you're overweight. And lead to, eating disorders. Unbelievable. How much you want to bet it won't? Seriously, that's insane, yeah. Super. Yeah, become a fat fuck. You really got to wonder when you hear those red pill guys like fucking Andrew Tate, and I don't think Andrew Tate's a good guy. I think he's a fucking digital pimp, all right? Mm-hmm. But he says things like, they want you to be fat, they want you to be, and you see shit like that, it's like, yeah, I guess. Maybe he's onto something, you know? We're gonna take videos of people that work really hard and they get a huge benefit from them, and they're gonna show off that benefit by looking fucking fantastic. because somebody might eat themselves or not eat themselves to death. Jesus Christ. Good stuff. Milo, I'm publicly challenging Nick Fuentes to a baby off.
Yeah, what is this all about?
I'm publicly challenging, because Nick Fuentes is a homo too. I'm publicly challenging Nick Fuentes to a baby off. I will have more natural born offspring in the second quarter of 2027. Here are my conditions. No David Rubenstein play to play. You cannot rape. You must succeed in courting a woman and persuading her to breed with you. Children must be conceived naturally, not as a product of ordinary intercourse, and not in vitro fertilization or other artificial methods of loathsome to God. When I heard about all those guys coming out about how he was with them and how controlling he is, I was absolutely sure he was gay. That's Nick Fuentes I'm talking about, and I think like Milo's gay or he's not gay anymore. I don't buy that. I buy that just as much, and he knows a homo when he sees it. In the event of a tie, marriage to the mother shall be the determining factor. It's like in soccer where you have a fucking tie thing that go to the most goals scored. I made fun of Milo's cat and he threatened me.
Really?
I said he looked like an ass licker. He said, "You take that back." I said, "Okay, I take it back." Oh God! Let me tell you something. I know he's not like big anymore or anything, but what I would do. Milo gave me some of my hardcore laughs on the internet. If he comes back with mine, but I know he's like he's definitely a lunatic politically. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna have a baby off. How old is Milo now? He's got to be 40 now, right?
Yeah, I think he's in his 40s. I believe
he's got to be early 40s now, right?
Yeah.
Check how old he is. I'm challenging. Let me see.
39.
Yeah, I knew he was getting close. He's gonna have a baby off. I would tell you the story about I've told the story before. I'll tell it again because it's just that fucking funny. I don't think it really doesn't matter because Jamie Pine's in a relationship. I don't think he'd probably find this funny. Jamie Pine called me in 1997 in fucking 2017. And he said, we used to have conversations with him and my wife and fool around. And my wife really gets a kick out of him. I think she watched his TV show 10 years ago when it's on or something like that. And Jamie's just all around great guy. And Jamie's a gay man, right? And I started, Tommy was a baby at the time. And he has to see pictures and stuff. And I sent him pictures of Tommy and Laura together. And you could see, he's like, "Oh, it's so cool. Did you take him there?" I was like, "Oh, I love my parents used to do that." And blah, blah, blah. That's all. That's all there was to it. So I get a call from Jamie and he says, when I was in LA, I started thinking about you. I'm like, "Me? Why?" And he's like, "Well, I'm really jealous of what you have." I'm like, "What? Half of YouTube? Like, I'm washed up before I started in YouTube." Like, this is like months after baited. It's like, "No, your family." And he's like, I want that. I was like, "Well, there's a problem. There's an elephant in the room. You don't like women." And he says, "Yeah, I know." So I started dating women. I'm like, "Really?" Like, really? And I think this happened on a Twitch stream in a call, right? And there's a friend of his in there. I was like, "Yeah, I started dating a girl." And then I was like, "Get the fuck out of it. Send me a picture." So he sends me a picture of a woman, right?
Yeah.
And the guy in the call, and I can't remember who it was, says, "Now, why don't you tell Tommy how you met that girl?" And he's like, what? I met him. He tell Tommy, and it turns out the girl was transgender. He had to kind of like get off the dick slow. So he's going out with a trans guy, and then he eventually was going to get transitioned to a real woman.
It's like nicotine gum, basically.
Yes. Yeah. So thankfully, look, Jamie's gay. I think if you're gay, be gay. I was sort of honored that he looked at my family with such high esteem. That was a really nice compliment of his, in a weird way. He's like, here's what I'm gonna do. The problem is I have to fall in love with a woman. So here's what I'll do. I'll go with a transgender. She still has a dick, and I'll try to work my way.
I wonder what the transgender person's feeling like. Thanks, I guess.
Listen, fuckhead.
I think she was a hooker. I don't think it. I think he paid. He's just trying to. He's taking one for the team and see if then it just didn't work. You know, and sometimes it doesn't work. Jamie's in a good relationship right now. He's a great guy, and I love him to death. But it's one of the funniest fucking stories, YouTube stories. Like, you see, I started dating a girl. I'm like, really?
With a dick.
Yeah, and then, like, yeah, you're leaving a big, like, the guy was like, you're leaving a big part out. I remember, I don't think I laughed hard. I laughed for like 20. All three of us did. We were just crying, fucking laughing. You know, like, he's like, yeah, well, you got to start somewhere. The great Jamie Pine. Oh boy, that's too funny. Oh, here's what I wanted to do.
Fuckhead.
So I'm not doing a Star Wars thing. I'm off of Star Wars speaking, but this is related to something big. Thanks for coming in a member again. I do appreciate it. Hold on, let me take a look. Not here. Hey, I wanted to also shout out on Not Your Typical Mom, 1 year with the flex. Listen, I heard about your hubby, and I hope he gets better really, really soon. I sent him something via Twitter from my other account, and all the best to you. And everybody give Not Your Typical Mom lots of love. I'm not going to say what happened just because it's public, but maybe he doesn't want but her husband got real sick. And yeah, all the best. And yeah, he seems like a pretty tough guy. He's an Englishman, and he was gonna do some stuff for. He said he was gonna do some stuff. He's a little busy now for Glory Hunters, but for Manchester United. But he's doing so. Get well soon, and all the best. And I appreciate you being such a loyal fan, and give him my best as well, personally. Yeah, if you get me in a call with him too, I wouldn't mind that as well. See if I could cheer him up. Depending on how he's feeling, of course. I'll make sure he's already cheered up. So, Star Wars theory. So, Star Wars Explained is a terrible YouTube channel, which I've only done this one other channel. I actually, I didn't flag it. I blocked it. Like, it won't appear in my feed anyway, and it works. Because I did it to that comedian, too, when he started going on about, Israel's got the right to kill babies, or I'm being hyperbolic, but whatever that guy said. And I just I don't want to ever hear from that jackass again. And if I get fucking Hamas propaganda, I put it in the same list. So Star Wars Explained has already been a competitor to Star Wars Theory. Star Wars Theory, remember, he's the guy who cried when Luke came back and everybody goofed on him, right? And then the people who goofed on him, it's actually Disney goofed on him, which was stupid. Oh, yeah, Paulo Hidalgo, who I think I shit-canned recently. So check this out. So the competition is trying something to compete with Star Wars Theory.
And I know Alex is behind all this, but he's just such a sackless guy that he just can't do it himself, and he has to have his wife do it for him. People aren't watching your stuff, even with all of the free press and extra stuff that Lucasfilm and Disney give you. I mean, maybe that should tell you something. Maybe people just don't like you, and that's a you problem. Take accountability. Is it about This Week in Clickbait? Is it about Alex not being able to sleep at night and you having to freaking coddle him so that he could sleep because another channel was putting out content that was getting more views?
15% off sale is now.
All right, we don't need to see his fucking. Well, let's
now officially live. Go to theorysabers.com right now and use code SaberSchool15 for 15% off the entire site.
Yeah, why did I think about cutting that?
Welcome to another video. This is one I didn't want to make. I didn't think I would have to make, but
by the way, he's one of the few people that I believe actually meant that. Everybody wants to make a fucking drama video. You kidding me? You love to own somebody. I've watched his videos when he never uses the anti-SJW language. He just says, I don't like this. I don't think it's very good. I think it retcons that. He's that guy. He's not hateful at all. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to tie him into Ryan Kenny and Geeks and Gamers and that whole crowd to get him demonetized so they can compete.
At this point, I've kind of had enough. And we're going to go into a lot of detail here with fellow Star Wars YouTubers, Star Wars Explained, a few others. Just shitty to me in general. I'm going to tell you guys about my experience. These people who are leading a campaign, an organized hate campaign.
So he wrote, is James Earl Jones dead?
What? Jeez, I don't know.
He quit doing the last one. He died. I know he's on his way.
Yeah, he just died 32 minutes ago.
Speaking over doing Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even on. It's not. It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
The great Darth Vader. He actually, I think he did the voice on the last. That was the last one he did it on. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Yeah, 93 years old. Actually, he was really great in Field of Dreams. You know that? Like, what a tremendous actor.
Yeah,
he really. I mean, and nobody like now they have AI. They can use his voice forever. I imagine. I'm sure he signed his life away for that. But yeah, that's sad. That's one of those people that one of those people that aren't supposed to die and they think they're going to be around forever. He was one of those guys. You know. All right, it's too bad. And we're sitting there talking about Star Wars. All the best to James Earl Jones. 6 minutes ago, 32 minutes ago. That's too bad. Well, here's good news. Star Wars is dead too.
For years against me, and now I see that they've lumped me in with some of my colleagues and friends online to have our channels demonetized and essentially sending a letter to YouTube to abolish, destroy, end the channels. You know, this was written by Molly Damon. She is the wife and co-partner of Star Wars Explained, of Alex Damon.
So the competition went out and like tried to SJW.
I've met Star Wars Explained in person several times. I've met his wife, Molly, several times. Let's get to it, you know. No name calling, no anger, no nothing, just judging things very objectively.
This is where the fun begins.
Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforce its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitement of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost, and Nerdrotic. Many of the comments found in Geeks and Gamers videos can be seen in hateful comments under trans now deleted Instagram posts. Okay, so in court, if this were to go to court, they would have to prove that it was indeed all of Geeks and Gamers posts that motivated a ton of people to throw hate and vitriol and to get that.
If you go to court, I mean, we wouldn't go to court at all because, well, I don't know about Canada. He's Canadian. But if under the Constitution, they have every right to say it. And unfortunately, YouTube can get rid of whoever the fuck they want. They don't have to pay anybody.
Kind of information is going to be pretty difficult because it's not like Geeks and Gamers was the only channel that was saying that Rose Tico was a horrible character. There were just a lot of people that just weren't happy when they were like, man, that movie sucked.
I don't want to get claimed for that shit. You probably won't. It's probably too short.
No issue there. You can call a character whatever you want. I mean, it's a fictitious character. That's his opinion of the character. That was a fictional character that was written. These channels have gaslit Amandla by claiming she's playing the victim card. Okay, but that's their opinion. They can say that. They don't have
and that's I just want to point it out. They think by calling it DEI or something like that, DEI character that's bigoted in itself.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me. Like saying this sucks because it's only being done for DEI reasons is bigot. It's not like there's no examples of any of those guys saying this is a black actress and she shouldn't be there because she's black. There's no examples of that. None. There's just people's opinions. So fuck Star Wars Explained. If you follow them, stop. So now to this one. This is Cody Connors. He's the guy that sold the secrets at Twitch and Pointly. What kind of lawyer do I need when I'm definitely not getting sued? That's funny. Because, Dr. Disrespect named Cody. And that's pretty fucking confident. And it might be confidence for a good reason. Because he knows what's in the whispers. And what happened over the weekend? So Dr. Disrespect comes out. And he basically says that he was joking around with a girl that was of the age of consent. That nothing illegal happened, which I'm absolutely sure nothing illegal happened. Somebody would have been arrested, right? And he also denied asking her to meet up. And this guy says he's not getting sued. Now, is he saying he's not getting sued because he knows if these things were ever released, it would benefit him? Maybe. But when asked, hey, if you have any information Like, why don't you put this whole thing to bed? If you just told a dirty joke to a 16-year-old girl, and that's all it is, put it out there. He's almost like Dr. Disrespect's pulling a boogie on lolcow.
Yeah, it won't
Just
put
drop
out
it.
the fact.
Just drop it.
Yeah.
And what did he say? He says, "Oh, what are we like in second grade or something?" Like, no, like, are you nuts?
No.
And it's the thing that's so ironic about that is if you go through all these people like Vito, Queeman, anybody who's asking for that was completely nuts because it was apparent. Now they want to see it. Like, now they want to see the things. I want to see it too. I still do. I'm still on the same page. Right? And I also want you to keep in mind, that I forgot what I was going to say. I hate that. I fucking hate that. I fucking hate that. Edit video. Jump cut. No, I just want you to keep in mind. Keep this in mind. I'm the editing's. I'm thinking about the.
Are you gonna forget again if you don't say anything, Tommy?
No,
Jesus.
Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. I did forget it. You're right. I forgot it. Slasher said this guy was a third party. What this guy said was basically that he was talking dirty to underage chicks and trying to get them to go to his hotel. That's what he said. Slasher said that this guy's only heard a third hand. Remember that, okay? So Dr. Disrespect comes out. Slasher, I stand by my reporting. All right, let's go to reporting. Here's what he said. Review internal Twitch communications, reviewing the source, knowledge of the situation. What was it, Cody? Rolling Stone has learned that being kicked off of the platform in 2020 for allegedly sexting a minor through a messaging feature called Whispers. And that's another thing that he did. He did a lot of like legalese. Like, this doesn't qualify as sexting. Do you know what sexting is and stuff like that? It sounds like his lawyer was talking to him that this doesn't qualify. Which, by the way, I believe, because I think he would have been arrested by now. I absolutely think he would have been arrested. So he stands by this. Even after learning she was underage, he also allegedly inquired about her plans to go to TwitchCon. And that could be, are you going to TwitchCon? That's a lot different than meet me in my hotel. The company's semi-annual gaming convention. Okay, so we saw that. So Dr. Disrespect comes out, gives an absolutely lame response. Actually, I would say the first part of the video was good. The way he attacked Cody, he attacked this, and none of this is true. And when he had the chance to put it all the rest, he says, what are you guys, kids? He used the same thing they did. It's so funny. And then we know that Cody Connors, according to Slasher, although maybe he's not, who knows, only heard it third hand. And we also know about Slasher from Willie's video.
Not as bad or whatever. For you to want to have to see it is not a realistic thing that you or anyone else on the internet should ever expect.
Eventually, he just says these messages won't leak.
Remember this? Remember all of 2 months ago when the bad guys wanted to see the Whispers? Do you remember that? Remember when they were discouraging you? The other side of the culture war that supposedly doesn't exist, according to some, usually the ones on the other side of the culture war, were saying there was no reason to see it? That a place like Rolling Stone reported it. So we should just take it as gospel.
In fact, they don't even exist anymore, so stop asking.
If they don't see the actual whispers and messages that happened here, they'll never be like convinced, and that is not going to happen. From what I understand, those do not exist. All right, those are not, at least from the people that I have talked to, if they exist, they do not know that they exist. You will never see them.
What does that mean? If they exist, they do not know they exist.
Wait, and for you could. Some ex-employee. No, that would be insane.
So you know what? I will trust the journalist. As long as they have verified the content with their own eyes, that's good enough for me. But they haven't. I want you to listen through this hypothetical.
Can I ask you a question on this thing? So let's say I give you firsthand information about Destiny, okay? And I show you stuff, but I don't let you make a copy. But you know now this is legit shit. So I show you a video of Destiny stomping on puppies, and it's like the most up shit you've ever seen, but you know this is legit. Like, you can't deepfake what I just showed you. You're throwing up. It's so fucking unbelievably And he's sitting there saying, yeah, look, dogs, doesn't matter. I eat them for meat. Why would I care about them here? Like the whole thing, it's real.
Destiny eats dog meat?
I've shown you this. I'm obviously a good friend of Destiny, the whole thing. But I'm like, listen, I can't give you a copy of this. He knows I'm the only one who has a copy. I don't even know why he sent it to me. Are you going to report on it?
No.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd report the shit out of that.
I need the copy of the tape.
Wow, that's a very high bar for verification. I respect that. So I figured Slasher must have the messages. So I asked him, Slasher,
remember, he stood by his reporting.
I need to know, do you have the messages? Have you seen them? Do you know who may have them? He says, I do not have the messages. Only a very few have access within Twitch. I told him that I don't understand.
And he also said on Destiny that they don't, from what he understands, he doesn't exist. And then he kind of, well, maybe they do exist. What's the odds of Slasher being a liar? What's the odds of Cody, Slasher, and Dr. Disrespect, all three of them being liars? Through the roof. Everybody lies when it comes to situations like this. It's like a divorce.
Why the messages couldn't be leaked, and he replied, that seems very misguided. I don't know why people are clamoring for this. He doesn't
know why. Remember that? Remember that? No, he admitted, like, Rod was not going on saying release the messages. He was not one of those people. He just said, I stand by my reporting.
That we have to trust what Twitch is doing, and that someone in his position as a journalist has completely verified the information, and it is past both the journalistic and legal bar. If you noticed, he's not answering my questions, so I repeat myself, just to verify you did see them with your own eyes. He ignores me and tells me I could track down primary sources, but he won't tell me where to start. So I ask the same question again. Just to clarify, you saw the messages with your own eyes. This is not some word of mouth shit. And he replies, the whispers and statements were seen by sources who had direct knowledge / access to them. Remember when I said that Slasher loves giving off the perception that he's more credible than he actually...
So he wouldn't do the puppies if he didn't see it or have a possession of it. That's a high bar, right?
Yeah.
But he will do it with Dr. Disrespect?
Is. I repeat myself for the 4th time. But did you see them? Please be direct. And he finally says, no, I mentioned that already. Really?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So he's third hand as well. He's third for all the people like fucking Mr. Girl. How could you possibly not trust the reporters? The reporters have no ethics. None. Zero zip. You can completely dismiss them. And you know, here's the thing. If Dr. Disrespect did something, he's going to pull this off because he played this beautifully. He played this in such a fucking way because he's absolutely sure that Twitch is never going to release them. And I guess they're not. So he's just going to be basically like, look, he's going to play the same game they were 2 months ago. And saying, you don't need to see him. You have my word. It's going to be his word, his fans against yours. And he's going to survive. He is going to survive. And it's going to be a left-wing, right-wing thing. Right-wingers going to love him. Left-wingers are going to hate him. And nobody's going to know the truth. By using the same defense tactic that guys like Slasher was using 2 months ago. Or anybody else that wanted to, or Vito, or anybody who's wanted to condemn Dr. Disrespect before we had all the evidence. Now they all want the whispers all of a sudden. So it really comes down to what you want to believe. Is there a possibility that Dr. Disrespect told a dick joke to a 16-year-old, which is not a lot different than texting and a lot different than asking him to come back to your hotel? Yes. Is it also possible that he said, come back to my hotel and said something unbelievably inappropriate? Pretty good chance. But it all comes down to whatever you want to believe, and people are going to look at it down political lines. Because nobody's being honest. Not Slasher, not Cody, who sold the secrets from his fucking stupid-ass punk rock show. I'm sure that band's great. And not just Dr. Disrespect, who's playing the same game. Because they're absolutely sure, both sides are absolutely sure Twitch is never going to put this to rest. And they probably don't have any need to. And they probably wouldn't do it to put them in the bullseye of some lawyer. So they're sure that... Here's what I think. Both sides are lying. Both sides told the truth. And they know they will never be proven wrong because Twitch will never come out with it. Ever. It's never going to come out. You hear Slasher talking about both sides of the mouth. Oh, they don't exist anymore. They do exist. They're almost the same sentence. They're all liars. All of them. You know what? I am not going to shame anybody for watching Dr. Disrespect. If you don't believe this shit, you got a good fucking reason. I'm not going to shame anybody for thinking he's a fucking weirdo that talks to kids when he's 40 years old. You have a great, damn good reason to believe that too. And I'm not trying to be middle of the road here. I don't know what happened. I just know they're both fucking liars. And it's impossible to take Dr. Disrespect seriously when he's doing that fucking character. Yeah. I sooner believe Nikocado Avocado on anything. Doesn't matter if it's legal or not, it's still wrong. There you go. And then some people are gonna feel that way. But I gotta be honest with you, Frag, if he made a dick joke to a 16-year-old girl, okay? I mean, I tell dick jokes on here all the time. If 16-year-old girl fucking here, I don't give a shit. If he was talking about sexually, show me your tits, there obviously was no pictures taken, exchanged. There obviously was nothing illegal that happened. None of that was. And it just obviously wasn't a big deal for Twitch until he went to Mixer. So they're fucking just as disgusting. So they're either protecting a predator or they didn't give a fuck and they just tried to use an excuse to get rid of him because they wanted to unload his contract. So it's somewhere in between. And you know what? You have every right to think that Frig's gaming. But me personally, if I see that he's told a dick joke to a girl and did invite him back to his apartment, this is much to do about nothing. To me. But something tells me that's like the most generous way to look at it. And it's probably not true. I also don't believe a slasher. I don't think I think they probably twist the truth. I think there's like, I could see a situation where are you going to TwitchCon and that being twisted. I could totally believe they would do that. They're willing to sell their shit to sell the secret at a punk rock show, and they're completely okay with having some kind of principle where they have to have the tape before they release it, and then just completely piss it away because it's Dr. Disrespect. I could totally believe that. I could totally believe. Michael Francis said this, right? He's been tried by Rudy Giuliani. He's been in court, and he says, "Let me tell you something. This guy's a stone fucking gangster. Everybody's lying. The prosecutors, the defense. There's no good guys." That's probably what's happening here. They're both lying. So it's somewhere in between, and nobody looks good when all the truth is out. That's what it is. I don't think you can share pictures over this. So that's another thing. What is sexting? What qualifies as that? I don't know. But you know what? I like to make my own judgment. And you know what? Even if they release the thing, there could be somebody like me, and they said, that's fucking nothing. And then Nick could look at it and say, no, that's reprehensible. And fine. You know what you're going to find reprehensible? It's probably not cut and dry. It's probably not, I want to fucking eat your pussy or anything like that. It's probably a lot of innuendo. This whole thing's bullshit. He's full of shit. He's never seen the whispers. Cody's never seen the fucking whispers. They definitely have a grudge out for him. Twitch definitely has a grudge out for him because they didn't give a shit until the Mixer situation when they used them as a negotiating tool or some leverage. And I don't believe Cody gives a rat's ass about that girl. She's never come out and said she was been violated. For all we know, she was behind the scenes saying, it didn't bother me. I had no issue with it. I talk this way with guys all the time. Do you think they would have listened to her? I doubt it. No. We have we've got a political axe to grind. And it's just amazing to me. The same people that were lecturing me 2 months ago about wanting to see everything are now asking for everything. It's unbelievable. And yes, it's fascist to condemn someone before you have all the evidence. But now we want to do it the right way. Now, because he had a defense. And you know what? He's going to, it looks like would you say, Matt, you think he's going to survive? I think he's surviving. Now, he's not going to be pulling 200,000. And I don't know if he's going to be pulling what he did when things calmed down, but I bet it's over 10. Yeah. And I bet it's more than enough to make a living. So there you go. Memeology video. I haven't watched one of these in a long time, right? City finds woman 91 after she reports a rat infestation outside her home.
I'm 91 years old. Do you think I'm going to stand outside and look to see when the rats are coming out?
Well, at one point, she couldn't miss them. The four-legged pests were running all over the place outside Esther's home here in Maspeth, Queens.
Esther.
They come up from the sewer.
Hey, do you know Howard Stern's dad died?
No.
No, he passed away from Ben Stern. He's almost 100, you know?
Then not only that, they're coming up from the sidewalk.
From these cracks caused by roots from this tree, which sits on
She sounds like she's a fucking Long Island Jew. That's why I thought it reminded me of
city property. And so Esther did what officials have urged anyone who spots rats to do.
Am I the only one? I think rats are kind of cute. You know, like,
I mean, that doesn't even look like a rat. That kind of
that's a rat.
Like a hamster.
That is, I like lighting, I like mice. Mice are cute too.
Dial 311. To her surprise, she ended up in the hot seat with
2 summonses, $300 apiece.
$600.
Yeah.
Now, did she report like 10,000 of them, like every day?
$600. Plus, I had to get 2 exterminators,
which cost her an additional $1,200.
It's insult to injury when you have to pay a fine on something that you reported, that you blew the whistle on. So the city can't act like that.
Councilman Robert Holden tells me some constituents in his district have been fined multiple times. In this letter he just sent to the so-called rat czar and other officials, he's calling on the city to reevaluate how rat complaints are being handled.
They don't want you calling the police anymore. That's what I think this is about. I think that's what fucking... I think that's what memeology is getting at.
Focus on rat mitigation, educating the public, and change.
Yeah, it's another thing. You start reporting rat shit all the time, makes the city look disgusting, and which it is. All the hipsters got their fucking 1970s New York City back. Congratulations.
Inspection process.
We have a lot in my district, a lot of rain gardens that are not kept up. They're full of weeds, and there are rats in there.
You vote Republican.
So the city should really take...
I bet Esther won't do that.
Get their own house in order first before they go...
Remember when the city was clean? When Giuliani was running it? Remember when Times Square was like a mall? I remember that. I was told my freshman year, I was was not allowed to go to the city, right? By the time I'm my senior year, you can go to the city whenever you want. Because Giuliani had done that good of a job.
Yeah.
After homeowners.
The city did come out and deal with the tree next to Esther's home, and she says she's seeing fewer rats, but she's hoping for one last thing.
I'm hoping that they're embarrassed enough that they would give me back my money.
Viel Glück, mein Freund. You're not getting it back. New York City fines for doing exactly what the city told him to do. Yeah. What is he doing there?
That's the new meme, I guess. Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle. Yeah. That's the face you get when you find out you're messing with his girlfriend. Didn't he go to somebody's house and beat the shit out of her or something like that?
Yeah, probably, like a clip of that.
Tony. Here's what we weren't considering. Was the dick joke good? That's a good question. Very good question. Was the dick joke, if you're sure it was Dr. Disrespect that told the jiglo to a 16-year-old, but at least it wasn't one hell of a dick joke. Yeah, that's a good point. If you're going to lose everything, might as well be a good dick joke. Good point. Very good point. No. It's a new meme. XQC released $500K lawsuit against Idubbbz has been dismissed after disastrous process. Streamstar XQC had a court case against him dismissed amid ongoing legal battle with his ex-girlfriend. You imagine, he's so rich, then when he breaks up with a girl, it's like a divorce. Unbelievable. Do you know I was on a stream with him once? he's trying to get the money back from his McLaurin that was sold. Since breaking up, XQC and Idubbbz have been locked in other legal battles. Former partners repeatedly had to get divorced. They weren't married. Were they married? Protective orders.
I have no idea.
Amid claims of sexual assault. Nobody believes those. on the letter. Adept had taken SEC's McLaren 720 Spiders to car, which is worth more than $300,000. And has been a frozen asset by the judge, meaning he couldn't be. So I cannot believe he must have great lawyers, because I something tells me if this is me, I lost my car. That wasn't the case. The car was sold illegally. Yeah, my car. I told you what happened to me. The car was in my name, and the German fucking switched it back out into the German economy just to do my wife a solid. Yeah, it was the car was in my name. They stole my fucking car. And you think something happened to that bureaucrat? Nope. The McLaurin has been a constant talking point within his community as a result of that. During September 8th, the Q&A, former Overwatch star revealed an update on that front, and he's had another lawsuit dismissed. Let's just say another party didn't pay their fare from the beginning. Sneaky tactics they were doing. I sooner think there'll be world peace before he gets the $300,000 for that car. even if she's like found guilty, that she's just never gonna pay it. You watch. The car was sold under the radar. Shouldn't be happening, he said. I bet if there's some kind of law over there, if you don't pay your fucking what the judge tells you, you could look at prison time. I bet they'll never bring her to jail because it's different for women. And then once I was like, dude, this is fucking brain dead. And we had the judge. I don't remember what legal wording was. Basically, the judge was like, full dismissal. I'm done with the shit. The case has been drawn for months. The whole process was a piece of shit. The whole lawsuit is absolutely disastrous. Yeah, I'm sure he lost over $100,000 trying to get a stupid car back. He sold his car. $300,000 car. She sold it. She thought it was hers, and it wasn't hers. It wasn't her name. Nothing. That's open and shut. If you're a man. I think that's it. Let's take some calls. I think we got everything. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. If you're a man. If you're a man. You got anything? Anything else going on with you? Maddie? Maddie, faux Patty? Maddie! You left. Jerk. Dew of the Mountains. Oh, by the way, why is Jeannie not? Jeannie's mother is in Europe, so she's going to be gone the rest of the week, and Matt's going to fill in. We're going to try to get as many episodes as humanly possible. That's the plan, man. Dew of the Mountain, go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm very sorry the German government took your car.
Well, it wasn't the German government.
Oh.
No, it was the American Army. What happened was... we have a system over here, right? In Germany, you get an American license in Germany, right? But it has to be the car has to be put in the system, right? So the car, it was her car originally, and they put the car in my name, right? But she wasn't letting me see my daughter. So I was like, I'll give you the car back, but let me see my daughter, right? So that was my leverage. They basically took away. I was going to give the car either way. I didn't give a fuck about the car. Right, I live in Wiesbaden. I have a bus pass. I still do. I don't drive.
Yeah, you get everywhere with a bus at least.
Yeah. I'm good. I have a Tages ticket. All knock.
Good all.
Yeah. So what happened was that car's in my name. That's my fucking car, right? Legally, but there was a German working on the American side, a female.
Oh no.
That just forged my name. They needed my signature to transfer the car back to her onto the German economy. And he forged it. And she knew it. I wasn't there. Yeah, he just forged it. He forged my name. He forged my name. So now it's in the German. Now it is her car. So the only thing I can do is try to get that woman fucking fired, and they tell me to go fuck. Now I was just using it to leverage to see my kid. That's all I wanted. But they took my leverage away. It was a long time ago.
Damn. The fuck was that?
It's you people looking out for each other. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
Also,
let me tell you something. I lived in a German village. I lived in Hohenstetten-Wal-Rabenstein. All right, and everybody was constantly giving my mother-in-law reports on what I was doing.
Listen, the German neighbors are very curious.
Yes, I'll say.
You know,
I took a soccer ball and I started kicking a ball against the wall. All right, I was my late 20s, so it didn't look that.
How could you, Tommy? How could you?
Yeah, well, they told her how long I was there and what I was doing.
So you're playing neighbors are.
So I go to dinner. Oh, du spielst Fußball heute, huh? Yeah, how'd you know?
Yeah, I had a neighbor back when I was still in school many years ago. I had a neighbor, he knew when I would skip school because the light was on in the kitchen, and then he would tell my parents.
My ex-wife told me she'd have to climb out just to see her boyfriend. She would have to climb out the back of her room and slide down sheets and shit. It was such a pain in the ass. Otherwise, the whole village would know what the fuck she was up to.
And you don't only have to watch out. You didn't only have to watch out for your parents, but also for the neighbors.
No, the neighbors. They're snitch.
Yeah, the neighbors even.
Yeah.
Also, when will you start the German podcast?
Oh, me? No, my German's not that good.
No, I'm just joking.
You know why? I was told by Crown T, even if my German gets good, never to do it because that'll attract the attention of the authorities. As long as I do this in English, I'll be fine.
Yeah,
if I start cracking jokes in German, they'll come after me. As long as I could get away with stuff in English that I'd never be able to get away with in German language. I was told by
that's a trick.
Yeah, just do it in English. That's what it was, and I think that's what a lot of German streamers do. If they tell jokes, they tell them in English. Yeah. Yeah,
it's really like that because otherwise you can get fucked really fast.
Yeah, I know. You know, all the free speech loving. They've learned a lot from Nazism. You know, putting in people jail for things they say over here, haven't they?
Listen, we don't appreciate free speech.
No, they don't. I heard what's her face say it. He's like, just because you can say something doesn't mean you can say something or something. She said that in German.
Yes, I know.
She said, just because you can say something doesn't mean you can say something. She said that. She said, I'm sick and tired. I'm not even being that hyperbolic. I'm just kind of squishing her words together and translating them. He goes, I am sick and tired of hearing, this is her. I'm sick and tired of hearing that Germany is not a country of free speech. Just because you can say something doesn't mean you can say anything you want. That's what she said. That's literally what she said.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know. Yeah. Anything else? My German. Where are you from? Where are you at?
I'm from northern Germany, Schleswig-Holstein.
Holstein. Oh yeah. You
God bless you.
You eat the raw fish in the morning with all the hamburgers.
Yes.
Oh, that's
awful. I live directly by the sea.
You eat that? I can't. They get up and this is breakfast. Let me tell you, they have fish for breakfast and it's raw and they cover it with a cream up there, up north. I dated a girl. From outside of Hamburg, just outside of Hamburg, and she made it for me one more. I couldn't get more than 2 bites in, and I like sushi. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, something about raw fish and cream. That doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah, they eat it up. And I told my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is Hessish, so she doesn't really. But she wanted to make it or something.
Yeah.
And I said, no way. We have Bavarian breakfast. We have Bavarian breakfast.
We already eat raw pork. Come on.
No, fish is it didn't taste good. Pork's good.
It's a German sushi.
That's what I called it, German sushi. Yeah, it was. Do you eat that every morning? Do you eat that every morning?
No.
No.
I don't like it that much. I'm a bad northern.
I don't think anybody likes it. They just say, well, I'm from Hamburg, so I must eat it.
Yeah, it's mostly the old people.
Mm. Did you ever date?
Also, if you ever in Hamburg.
So you live in Hamburg. Have you dated beyond delay at any point in your life?
Listen, I'm 31. I have quite a few behind me.
This is why I always get along with German women. Yeah, I had a few dicks in my day. You know what's great about what's great about German women, Matt? This is when I first moved here, right? I met this girl. Her name was Anka, right? And I was definitely trying to get her back to my barracks or something like that. And I was going through all the emotion, making her laugh, buying her drinks and what have you. And it's just like, this has never happened to me before. It's only happened, actually it has happened to me after with other German women. She looked at me straight in my face. Would you like to have sex now? Like that cold. That fucking cold, dude.
Yeah, listen.
And I was just like,
you have to get to the point.
That's what German girls are like. Would you like to have sex now? I've had a very good time.
Can confirm.
Can confirm.
Buddy.
Yeah, why talk around the bush? That's how you get nowhere.
Well, you know what she said? Yeah, I got you, big. Hold on. You know what she said? Because I'm an adult. I'm a grown woman. I have my own apartment. Why must we have this dance? Let's not dance. Let's dance in bedroom. But go ahead, Vega.
Exactly.
Dude.
That's a good... Yeah. That's about it.
Here, I can confirm it with a simple story.
Go ahead.
Met a girl, brought her home, beautiful chick, right?
Yeah.
We sit down on the couch. I turn on the TV. Not even 5 minutes pass, and she looks at me. Is like, "Is that why I came here to watch TV?"
Yeah.
And I was like, and I looked at her, and I was
that's
like,
just wasting time.
and I looked at her, and I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And she just like, she gave me a smirk and just started unbuckling my belt.
You know what the thing is, like American girls, like, why do you have to go? Like, it's such a relief too, because American girls, you got to go through this whole fucking. You had to watch TV to bring up a conversation. Everybody knows. Let's cut to the chase. Everybody knows where this is going. You wouldn't be back in my apartment. That's like, yeah. Go ahead, sweetie.
Yeah, exactly. Both people know where this is heading. So come on.
That's why everybody ways. Why did you live? Why did you move there? Why did you stay here? Because it's simpler. Life is simpler in this country. Everything's just to the fucking point, So
yeah, time is precious.
All right, sweetie. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Good night.
I rushed to jump in here because I wasn't on. But I had to say something about the doc thing. The Half Baked Boys did an episode last night, getting edited, all that shit.
Right.
But I think I forgot to say something.
What?
The funny thing is that there's enough evidence, and I wish I said this on the show. There's enough evidence that Doc is innocent. There's also enough evidence that Doc is guilty.
Yeah, I know.
The funny part about it is Doc provided both. So that is the craziest shit, bro.
He kind of did. But because he knows they're not going to release shit, and those liars on the other side, Cody and fucking, they know Twitch is not getting involved with this shit. He's fired. That's the end of the story for them. It's not the end of the story for the community, but it's the end of the story for Twitch. This is never getting confirmed, ever.
Yeah, my point about it is the issue. The only issue that I can see anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know all the ins and outs. Some of the other boys did, but. In my opinion, without that tweet, we're good. Because in his statement, no matter how fucking insane it was, right? That video was just. I think I said. I think his tweet
was worse. Personally, I think the tweet was 10 times worse than the video. The tweet a couple months ago.
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if the tweet doesn't exist, Doc doesn't even have a problem.
No, he doesn't.
The whole thing revolves around the tweet as far as the issue.
Because he used the word
confusion.
Minor. Because he used the word
But
minor.
He used the word, did I have he used the sentence with inappropriate and minor in the same sentence. Those don't go together.
If he would have said, I told a dick joke to a minor, that would have been a way different. And it would have, the onus would have been on Slasher and Cody to prove that he didn't.
This is what I meant by if he said in the video, because I went through the video.
Yeah.
I stayed up late just to make sure I was good for the episode, right? Mm-hmm. And he flat out, after like 10 minutes or however long it was, flat out says, because he was dancing around it in legalese, and it flat out said, let me say this again. There was no sexual messages or sexual pictures, and I never ever met up or planned to meet up with the Twitch user at any point. That is the only statement you need to make. Because what other question do we have, bro?
Yeah.
There is no other question. All the questions are answered in that one sentence. Instead, we had to go through this 2-month, 4-year-long insanity. And you know what I mean? In the beginning of the video, he's like using legal, what is the legal sexting term? Which you look it up, it's like pictures only. It's like, okay, so you were telling her to choke on your dick, right?
Yeah.
Or the crazy shit, right? It's like, no. So that's what I mean by if that tweet doesn't exist, then the video clears him of everything.
It almost does.
Now that the tweet exists in his own words, it wasn't made by anybody.
It doesn't
Nick
clear.
Merckx is right.
I disagree with you on this. It doesn't clear him, but the onus goes back on the other two jackasses that lied. And they said they were
always
firsthand
have to prove that.
Yeah, they can't prove it because they never had access to the actual whispers to begin with. All he had to say, if he never writes a tweet and just comes out and said, I didn't do it, these guys are liars. I don't have access to the stuff. If Twitch wants to release it, it's on them. Fucking all those guys are fucked.
Yeah.
That's all he had to say, even if it wasn't true. That's all he had to say. But he's one of these guys that felt that he had to react and didn't go to a lawyer first. That's all he had to do because the onus is on them.
I think we all agree that's what happened. He's trying to play it off as like this is some genius plan where 100% that was a mistake. He fucked it up.
He
said something he shouldn't have said, and now it's there forever, and now the question's always going to be there until 100% of the logs are released.
See, he's not that interesting to me. Like, I saw Vito. Like, how do you know he's not telling the truth? And he pointed to Dr. Disrespect's tweet. I mean, this is the same guy that's telling us that fucking Cuties is okay. Because we don't, Cuties is okay. And maybe the message of Cuties is okay. I've actually been on record for that. But using those fucking 13-year-old girl, I tell you what, if he told a dick joke, right, and that's it, just assuming, let's pretend that's the case. I don't know. It's probably worse than that. All right, it's definitely something he doesn't want people to know. That's 100% sure. Right? And let's say he didn't invite her back. That means what they did to those girls in Cuties, making them act, was 10 times worse than anything the Dr. Disrespect did, if that would be the case.
Yeah. And then also you have people that are like questioning whether or not he's going to be okay. That one guy from No Jumper, he like literally got caught flying out to like Canada, fucked a 16-year-old, came back, and he's still thriving. Like, what are we talking about here, bro? This is Dr. Disrespect. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
he'll be okay.
Fine.
Guilty.
I'm not going to shame anybody or call them pedo fucking supporters if they want to watch his shit. I'm not. It's just what you said. There, who knows? Who knows what the situation is?
Well, I think you can piece it together with Doc's tweet and his statement alone. You don't even need anybody else's, really.
No, really. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, because think about it. Any question that you would have to exonerate him as like your homeboy. Imagine if that's your friend. If there was some of the first questions you'll have because that's your boy, right?
I probably should.
Did you know she was 17? And if he says, "Well, listen, man, the age of consent," be like, "Okay, so you know, so you did know, right?
Exactly.
You ain't got to. All you got to do is say yes or no, bro."
He probably did know. He definitely knew. He didn't. He said something off the fucking wall. I don't.
Probably. I don't know, but yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, or he did ask her to come back as to her apartment and knows that Twitch isn't going to get involved.
Right.
And then Cody's going, I'm not getting sued. Yeah, he probably isn't. Because Dr. Rand is like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? I'm thinking to myself, like, I thought he was going to like, Cody, I'm suing you.
Dude, I think he could destroy that guy. Bro.
Yeah, you think he could, but you know what? He's not doing it, so that makes him look guilty.
I think somebody, I can't remember who said it.
You didn't, like, the guy who made the report didn't see it. He said you didn't see it, right? You're saying this stuff. None of it's fucking true. I'm suing your ass because you're never going to be able to get fucking evidence to show anything otherwise. Whether it doesn't exist or Twitch isn't going to give it up or Twitch gets subpoenaed, which I don't think they would. I'm not in that situation. But he's not suing him. Why? Because Cody probably does know something. It's just not what he's been telling him stuff. I'm sure Slasher knows something that's damning. He just fucking probably lied all around this fucking case. So that one something is not going to come out. They're all liars. All three of them.
Dude, what if it was like some Twitch bitch he was trying to get at? And she was like, oh my God, I just saw something disgusting. And then she's just, whatever. She got really offended by a dick joke or something. And then that guy was like, probably trying to get laid. And he's like, hey guys, guess what? Doc was sexting a minor and this and that. And he came back and he told her and she was like, oh my God, why'd you say anything? I got it from an anonymous source, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I can't prove it. I don't have the logs. Like, dude,
I think you're
the internet, and it's a bunch of weirdos, bro. All that is possible.
I think it's a little closer than you think. I think the left side of the culture war hated his guts while he worked at Twitch. They initially reported the incident, and Twitch didn't give a rat's ass and said that's nothing. In fact, we can't fire him because he could own the fucking company after we do that. That's how little this fucking thing is. And then when he starts using Mixer for leverage, they're like, let me see those whispers again. That's what I think happened. And then the same problem came up. He could own the company, so let's give him a free break and we'll hide the evidence.
Yeah, one of the reasons why he's trying to, dodge the messages things is because one, Twitch ain't released them, and the only other party involved in this that actually has him on record is Doc and his legal team. Those are the only people that have this. Is Twitch as an organization, not Johnny, not Billy. None of them people. It's Twitch as an organization, their legal team on record, and Doc and his legal team on record. He's the only one that people can ask directly. Twitch can just ignore it because they're an organization.
I know Nick's probably said this in your podcast already, but his buddy, Tim the Tap Man, and who's the other guy, the next Navy SEAL?
Nick Merckx.
Those two got fucked by him.
I said it. On the motherfucking podcast, bro. They fucked him.
He fucked them 6 ways to Sunday.
Bro, that was the thing. I know, I get it. The thing is very sensitive or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. The biggest problem I had with this was how everybody that was not involved, that was like, yo, I got to back off this shit. This is crazy, bro. Why'd you do that? They got fucked of this whole chess game. That's why I think it's bullshit, bro.
Yeah, it is all bullshit. It's not about, nobody gives a shit about the Vic. I don't care about the fucking so-called Vic. I don't give a fuck at all. And everybody's worried. Everybody's trying to get what they want out of it for their little fucking political side. That's all it is.
Right.
That's all it is. That's all it ever was. It was just all the lefties got a chance to hammer all the people they don't like by using Dr. Disrespect, and now they're pissed off because their little toy was taken away from them when he came out and denied it all. And all they can do is say, well, Slasher stands by his story. So what? He's not credible.
Yeah, but what I was saying with as far as his boys, it's like, homie, so what you're telling me is I'm like a pawn on your chess piece. I got a wife and I got a kid and I built all this from the ground up. And you are using me. You got my phone number, homie. You could have just said, hey, man, I'm innocent. I can't say nothing right now, but I will. That's all I can say. My bad.
And then they could have said, until I see the evidence.
Yeah, I would have said, Doc, listen, I'm not going to say the details, but I'm going to say we had this conversation, bro, because you brought me up in this shit. So I would have came out, like, me and Doc talked. I ain't going to say shit till he come back, because he will. And he's supposedly going to say his piece, so I'm going to wait till then. That's it. Don't ask me about this shit again. And that's it.
Yeah.
And you would maintain it, because what else can you do, Tommy? You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing else you could do.
Not much, sure.
But when you put out a tweet like that, there's only, like, one thing you can do. Fucking, I can't fuck with you, dog. Sorry.
That's it. No, I can't fuck with you. No, you're exactly right. But I don't know. I maintain that they're all lying, both sides, and it's probably not as good as the Dr. Disrespect fans. That it's probably not as innocent as the Dr. Disrespect fans, and it's probably not as bad as the sort of left side of the culture war thinks it is. It's somewhere in between. It's going to divide the audience probably even more than it already is, and that's the end of it, because it was never about it's inappropriate for 40-year-olds to talk to fucking 16-year-old girls in a sexual manner. It was always about get them, and I think people know that, and I think people will be you know what? I think a lot of people that listen to Dr. Disrespect are going to be like, yeah, I don't approve of that. But, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he was just, maybe he's mouthy, and I'll go with that story. It's not like anybody's shown me any evidence to the contrary. And they're just going to keep watching him. He won't be able to grow out anymore. He's sort of like Destiny in that sense. Once he, he's kind of in the situation Destiny is. Destiny is never going to be taken seriously in that higher political level when he's like, some guy fucking takes a bullet shielding his family, and he's got no fucking empathy for the guy. That's the end of Destiny to a certain level.
I think I heard him say the other day when Nick and Tom were on there. I think I heard he was like, I just don't think the right understands that their behavior is just what is the word? Apprehensible, and they don't even realize it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
This coming from you, dude.
Yeah, coming from you. Yeah, see, he doesn't realize.
He's not self-aware.
Yeah, he doesn't realize that it doesn't play because he looks down the spectrum as all people that disagree with me are evil. And by the way, a lot of people on the right do that too.
Yeah.
So they don't realize that they're reprehensible. So that means you could do it too? Okay, sure. I'm
one of those guys that is like the what do they call them when you see with the online? They call them fence sitters. It's kind of like when when I praise somebody for the work or you praise somebody, they're like, "Oh wow, suck his dick more," and it's like, "What?" Because I said it. What? It's like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah. All right, verse 5. I wish the Berlin Wall fell on iNabber. The shit sucks. Him and D-Max should make gay porn documentary. Thanks, first. Anon, you can go from a throbbing horse cock to you can't go from throbbing horse cock to Rush Limbaugh. Yeah, you're right. I'll put that one up. That was pretty good. Teddy, I'm gonna do what Nick Avocado did, but get instead of getting skinny, I'll fuck a trans chick. Okay, good luck with that. Teddy, here's what we are considering: was a dick joke good? If it was sure not to disrespect, told a dick joke to a 16-year-old, but at least it was one hell of a joke. $25 saying, but Teddy again, another 25. Thank you, appreciate it. $75 altogether. Actually, 50 altogether. Excuse me. He should have said, "I made a fantastic dick joke to a younger person." To a person younger than 18, one of the best dick jokes ever made. Yeah,
it was.
Unfortunately, it probably wasn't just a dick joke. That's me being.
It was
generous.
worth $20 million.
Yeah, right. Line Maker, why is Dr. Fick getting all the credit? I was way better at pedophilia than he ever was. Line Maker with the 2.5. Thanks so much. And let's go to.
He was ahead of his time. Yeah.
Yeah, he should have put himself on a big chessboard.
Yeah.
And I just think it's probably enough to make it. It's probably enough. What he said is probably enough to make you cringe, but it's not
clip of that?
Criminal.
I bet you it's
enough to get you fired.
Embarrassing.
It's
embarrassing,
and it's probably enough to get you fired, if I had to guess.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like any job, you would get fired for saying this. So, but it just shows you like how wonderful Twitch is. They only do it when it suits them. Otherwise, it kind of shows you when you're their guy, when you're Twitch's guy, they'll protect you. Tipster, yo homie, awesome Bowblax coverage. His dad should have abused him more. Okay, thanks, Tipster. Christ, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's do the Pats. And then what time is it? God, I feel like going out and I shouldn't.
Oh, it's always a good time to go.
I got to study tonight. I can't do an after show. I actually got to study my shit.
Wow. Study? Will you becoming a rocket scientist?
I want to Sprechen Deutsch.
German.
I got to do, because I didn't do it all weekend, so I got to go over some shit. Mavsy, Little Manly, Oatbag, Rexon, Abby Blackburn, Ashley B, Billion Bones, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Everborn, Final Flash, Latchkey Cowboy, Nesh Quick, Not Your Typical Mom, Panic Punk, Reynold Hughes, Taylor D, Tommy C's Cat, Trippy Savage, Genie, and Picklington. Those you get red guaranteed, 100% guaranteed, 100% guaranteed. If you and that's it. Thank you, Matt. I guess
no problem.
We'll try to be here tomorrow. We're going to try to do as many shows as we can this week. And just look for announcements at Tommy C SFTP and all that good shit. So well, maybe oh hi Mark. You keep going in and out. Oh hi Mark. So I was going to pull you, and then every time I go to pull you, weren't there. What do you want?
Oh, okay. I just wanted to say I'm really glad for the Vito downfall.
Why?
I don't care about the pedophile allegation shit. I think that's cringe to hate on him for. He's just a incredibly unfunny person with an annoying voice.
You think he's unfunny? You ever watch his Star Wars videos?
I want to kill myself every time he talks. I try to fucking end my life. Yeah.
Is this before he started doing that? Like, because I think Vito's very funny, right?
You're allowed to be wrong, I guess. You know? It's cool with me.
I don't know what's happening. Aren't you a little concerned the way he's acting? He seems to be a little not so self-aware.
I think he's enjoying it.
You think he is?
I don't know. I think everyone in the Dick's crew, and I'm a big fan of Dick Masterson, don't get me wrong, but I think everyone in that crew's got a little bit of that lolcow gene in them, you know? That instinct to just like double down and triple down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at how long he's been rocking with Digibro.
Yeah, that's is he still friends with Digibro?
I don't know about that.
They
but I know
had them
Digibro's...
on the podcast like recently, like within the last year, for sure.
Yeah, and Digibro's trying to be like, no, it was all a bit, guys. You don't understand. It was a joke.
Oh, is he saying that his thing with the watching underage girls getting fucked is just a
it's just been this 5-year long bit, you know? He's like Andy Kaufman. It's good, great comedian. All right, that's all I had. I just wanted to sit on
Take care. See you, everybody. Goodbye. Where's it with this one?